Hello Scorpio, I'm Tamara and I'm going to do your reading for second half of April 2018. This is a love reading and love, relationship, some general aspects of life. And this reading is for the Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon and Scorpio Rising sign. I hope it resonates with you. If it doesn't, please watch your Moon sign or your Rising sign. While I'm shuffling, I quickly want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for all your likes, all your comments, all your shares. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, please contact me. It's tamara.tarot30@yahoo.com, or you can find me through my webpage or through the Facebook page or through Instango, which is mobile phone application. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we have for you, dear Scorpio. So this reading is for Scorpio. Oh, I'm trying to find, yeah. And it's love, romance, and general. And it's for the second half of April 2018. First card for you is Eight of Cups. We have the Temperance. We have Five of Wands. We have Prince of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. Two of Swords, the Hierophant, Eight of Wands, King of Wands. And let's see what we have as an advice for you from the Spirit. And here we have the Empress. Here we have Three of Pentacles. And here we have Three of Wands. Okay. Well, in general, the cards are pretty good, dear Scorpio. So let's see what we have here. So you guys probably seen my videos before and you know how the spread works. In the middle we have the present situation. Here we have your recent past. And here we have your near future. And I always say that time is fluid. It goes as far in the past and as far in the future as it resonates with you, how it's works for you. Okay, the first card which I've got for you is the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is the sign of competition. It's a card of competition. It's nothing really sort of nothing serious, not really proper fight or no proper sort of troubles or anything, but it's either competition at work or if I'm just looking at the other cards to see if it's more related to love or into your general life, but it's also sometimes people trying to push their opinion a bit too strong, very vocal, they're very passionate about their opinion and they think that they're right, and other people sort of arguing with them. It's just a really passionate argument over there. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any particular reasons what this, you probably know yourself what this one involves, if it's, relate to you. But I just see if it's work related, then it could be competition at work. If you applying for some sort of position at work, or if you want a promotion, if you want a pay rise or something, there's other people there who are competing for the same position. All you need to do is to shine, to make sure that you are noticed, and to prove that you actually worth this promotion, worth this pay rise. If it's related to relationship, it's either you and your partner having a really strong opinion about something and there's quite a lot of bickering, or if you're actually looking for a partner, if you're dating or something, that this might be that either there's a lot of competition, dear Scorpio. Next to that, I've got the Temperance card. Temperance card is a sign of Sagittarius, but it tells you that maybe it's time for you to stop all this bickering and arguing. If it's you who is doing it, or whoever is in your environment, maybe you just need to remove yourself from this situation, because you've got the Temperance card, card of moderation, card of being a great mediator. Maybe you need to mediate. If there's a people in your environment who are arguing, you are the great mediator, dear Scorpio, in this particular situation. You know how to keep them, apart. You know how to sort out the situation so that there's no more bickering, there's no more sort of arguments or anything, like that. It's a card of keeping things in balance. Look at her; she's depicted on this particular deck as an angel, looking, the angel coming down from the heavens. There is a rainbow there, and she is pouring this water from one vessel into another, trying to keep things in balance, trying to keep everything sort of, one of her feet is in the water, one on the earth, trying to keep that balance between, two earth and water, two substances, and also keeping all this, the water represents emotions, keep your emotions in balance. That's what this card is saying. And temperance as well is being patient. Be patient. Patience is virtuous, particularly if people are bickering around you, or your partner is bickering, or someone in your environment, friends or family. Be patient with them. And the best way to solve all this situation with all this argument is to turn, if it upsets you so much. This is Eight of Cups actually. The way, so it's five of Cups. The best way to deal with this situation, dear Scorpio, is actually to turn your back and move yourself away from this situation. Leave that environment where you are not happy, where there's so much, like fire and passion, which is sometimes it's nice when it's directed into business or creating projects or anything else, but when it's directed on something, which doesn't serve us, if it's just people just shouting and arguing all the time, it's the best decision for you, the best way for you to do is to turn your back and remove yourself. And that's what you're going to do, dear Scorpio, as far as I see, according to this spread. You will turn your back, you leave all these negative emotions which is caused by all these arguments. You probably decide that you had enough, patience, your patience is expired, and you turn your back and you move away, you remove yourself from this situation. And then we have the Empress. That is the advice position for you. That's what Spirit's message for you. Dear Scorpio, this tarot spread tells you that at the end of the April, or just coming into months of in the middle of the April, you are absolutely beautiful, because the Empress represents the beauty, femininity, being a good mother, being a good girlfriend, being a good wife. She is like symbol of femininity, symbol of fertility. So, dear Scorpios, if you are planning to start a family, if you want to get pregnant, that could be the best, or you're already sort of pregnant, because we're talking about recent past. If you're trying to get pregnant, there's a big possibility for you. That's what the Spirit tells you. There's a chance for you to get pregnant, because it's a sign of fertility. If you don't want to get pregnant, make sure you protect yourself. But in this case, sometimes it's not just fertility in actual sense, but it also talks about being fertile in a way of producing something, producing a new project, producing a new, career, giving birth to some new ideas, maybe coming up with maybe something strike you and you will come up with some new ideas, and that's what's the Spirit's message for you. It's really, really nice card, because it's a major arcana card. Number 3, and as I said, it's in a position of advice to you from the Spirit. You will have to make a decision in in the middle of April. There will be some decision to make. In order to make this decision, if you see this person over there, she's got a blindfold over her eyes, and she can't make a decision because she hasn't got the knowledge. Her eyes are closed. She hasn't got that. In order to get that blindfold, she needs to receive that knowledge. She needs to obtain that knowledge. Over her head there is a moon, which also represents things are hidden, things are unknown, things in a grey area, and for her to need, we always need to find information. So if you need to make some sort of very important decision in your life in the middle of April, or maybe not very important because it's only minor arcana, this Two of Swords, you need to get as much information as possible, and then you will be able to get that blindfold and move forward. It's also this card is also talking sometimes for us to protect ourselves, sometimes protecting from relationship. We don't want to be hurt, we don't want to get too much involved because in the past we've been hurt, and we're sort of trying to protect ourselves from being too emotionally involved in a new relationship because we're scared. It's being scared of some sort of, sometimes we're scared from the new, something new, sometimes we're scared about the change, and in order not to be scared and stop overprotecting yourself, you again need an information, you again need that knowledge, and that's what you need to do in the middle of April, dear Scorpio. Ten of Pentacles, fantastic card, fantastic. It's a happiness at home. Maybe after you need that, it could be very romantic actually. It could be about the relationship, because we have from two sides. From one side of this card, Ten of Pentacles, which is one of the best cards in the tarot deck, talks about happiness at home, talks about family, marriage, having children, and financial security. And this card is surrounded by two cards, by this decision, and from one other side I've got the Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups is someone coming and offering you a cup of love. It's that prince which all women are always dreaming about, this prince on a white horse coming around, sweeping us from our feet, and taking us away into the land of love and affection. He's offering this, he holds that cup of love, he offers this to you. So maybe when you make that decision, the right decision, because also behind that a woman who is holding the swords, there's the water behind. A water is all about emotions, so she protects herself from getting any negative emotions, getting hurt. She's a little bit scared, but when you get that knowledge, when you make that decision, I can see that you will be very happy in your environment. There will be happiness. It could be possible, marriage maybe, or if you're already married, there will be ultimate happiness in your house. But it's also financial security. It's very good financial card, Ten of it's ultimate abundance. And then we got that Prince of Cups, who is coming and offering you this cup of love. And the Spirit's message for you is Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is, that's what its advice to you, is that work as a team. If there is if this spread for you relates to your work or career or something, it's advised you that you need to work as a team. But it also talks about being an apprentice and doing your work really well. Look, these people, they came around to check your work, and when they're checking, they're so happy with what you produced, with what you've done, even though you, for example, just learned this trade, this you learned that skill or something. You're so good at it that all these masters coming around to checking your work, they're very happy for you, the way you're producing those pentacles. Like, he's looking at the script and he's perfect. So if there is it's again about the knowledge as well. So if you learn, you might be a master of your trade, you will be a very good apprentice, and you will be able, it's in I'm talking about more hypothetically, that if you get the knowledge which you requires, you will be able to build that ultimate happiness and ultimate abundance in your house. That's how you need to, you sort of and the working in a team sometimes is not just I'm talking about in being at work, in an office or somewhere. Working as a team, it could be working with your family, as a team, in order to build this happiness and abundance in your own home and in your own environment. So everyone who is involved in the situation, they all need to contribute to this, to obtain that, you know, Ten of Pentacles, in order to build that sort of very happy environment. I see the King of Wands in your near future. King of Wands is the sign of, it's either Leo, Aries or Sagittarius. It's a fire sign, someone who is very passionate, someone who is very fiery, but also very sexy, someone who is a little bit vain. He likes really nice clothes, he likes his hair done. That's the one who is, you know, sometimes we women said, I don't want a man who spends more time in a bathroom than I do. But that's sort of, you know, a little bit exaggerating, but that one would be the one who would be always looking after himself, likes nice clothes, nice going shopping, dressing up, very artistic, very creative, but also very entrepreneurial. His brain, his head is in the right place. Being, you know, creative and artistic doesn't stop him from earning money. He is the one who likes working for himself most of the time. He is the one who is always, you know, like the one who opens his own business, even if this business could be something to do with maybe modern technologies. Even in modern technologies, like in computers, there are very sort of creative jobs like I don't know, web design or I don't know, animation, whatever is there. So yes, he is. That person is significant for you, and he will sort of rush into your life. This person, because we have Eight of Wands, which is like very fast energy, or there will be a lot of communication between you and this person. He is rushed into your life unexpectedly or very fast, and you know, your relationship will be developing really fast, or there will be a lot of communication. If you met this person online or somewhere, there will be a lot of communication going backwards and forwards between two of you. It also talks about traveling by air. Maybe you will be traveling by air, maybe going to see this person, or he's coming to see you, because it's you know, a card of traveling, emails, you know, WhatsApp messages, texting, emailing, whatever means of communication you're using, maybe telephone calls or something like that. So that's what I see for you at the end of. And I've got again a card about knowledge. Knowledge is quite you know, learning and knowledge, but the learning and knowledge, you know, I'm talking about more sort of on a life, like a life institute level. I've got the Hierophant, which is sign of Taurus. Taurus could be significant for you, but this card talks about structures, talks about religion, talks about big corporate companies where they've got their own structures, rules and regulations. Talks about rules and regulations of certain societies. If you're part, if you I don't know, there's so many of you watching, if you're part of some sort of social group, or you're religiously following this group's rules and regulations. It also talks about learning from the wise teachers, sort of if maybe you have graduated from somewhere, maybe you got a diploma or something like this, institute, universities like this, but it also talks about weddings sometimes. Maybe if this person come into your life very fast, you know, you're really fast, you're considering marriage already, particularly if this marriage is a religious ceremony for some of you, the Scorpios. So that's what this card is talking about. And the Spirit's message for you is that time for you, actually, you've been working hard, either on your relationship, either on your career, business, I don't know, maybe just your normal day-to-day life. You're putting a lot of efforts, you know. Sometimes, you know, particularly for women and some men, just looking after the house, you put a lot of efforts, you know, looking after children, looking after your partner or someone. You put a lot of efforts into it, and you worked really hard, dear Scorpio, and now it's a time for you to get the benefits. Let the results of your hard work coming to you. It's time for you just to stand there now and waiting for it. If you put a lot of efforts in finding that person, you know, right person, who, you know, right person for you, romantic partner, then maybe you've been dating, maybe you've been socializing. Maybe you've been doing internet dating or something. That could be actually internet dating as well. Then it's time for you now just to stand there and wait for the results of your hard work coming back to you. And you know, the ships are coming with the goods for you. So you will it's time for you to enjoy the result of your hard work. Really, really beautiful card. You've got two threes over here. Threes is the you know, a very nice number of the union, number of the, you know, connection over there. Let's see what additional messages I have for you. Very interesting reading for you. There's quite a lot of sort of food for thoughts. There's a lot going on in your recent past. You know, people are fighting. Yeah. And you decided just to turn your back and leave it. Your patience has, you know, you had enough. The Empress is telling you, you know, if that's about fertility, if you're hoping to get pregnant, it's a good time for you. Codependency. Okay, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, guys, just watch out about the codependency. I can't see any sort of corresponding cards over here about the codependency, but that's what comes, the message for you for the addictions. Addictions to the wrong people in this case. Addiction to the wrong partner, maybe that would be more to this recent past, where, you know, there was a lot of fights and you still maybe stayed at that period, even though you've been arguing all the time, you had all the patience in the world, and then you decided that time is right for you now, and you would like, you know, you're going to move away from this situation. I have romantic feelings. That's more here. I see your feelings are real and worth exploring. If this King of Wands is your new partner or your existing partner, then the feelings are real. Romantic feelings. It's worth to explore. And the last one, religious factors. Yes, that's we're talking about the Hierophant. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual past. That's also talks about the Hierophant over here. I mentioned the church before, that you know, some of you might be you know, like this one is either maybe planning a ceremony or something like this in a church, or whatever sort of religion you believe, maybe some sort of religious ceremony. Well, that's all I've got for you, dear Scorpio, for the for the mid of April until the end of the April. If you would like me to elaborate and have a private reading with me, please contact me. It's tamara.taros30@yahoo.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in May. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.